We have got ourselves a bit of a battle going on between Nebraska and USC for one of the best assistant coaches in the country. Nebraska would love to hold on to this assistant coach, and USC would love to bring him in and be a major part of Lincoln Riley trying to revitalize this USC program and bring them back to the playoffs. We'll see if it can happen, but overall, this would be a huge move for USC, who is out here looking for a special teams coordinator. Now, if you're a Nebraska fan, you heard me say special teams coordinator and you just took a little bit of a gulp. I get it. Let's talk about the guy who is the special teams coordinator for Nebraska. That's right, Mike Eckler. So this tweet came out from Fight on Rusty, aka Arrogant Nation. If you've ever interacted with USC fans, you've most likely seen him out there. And he is somebody, yes, he has a dog as his picture, but he is somebody who does call things out with USC quite often. And sometimes it's trolling and sometimes it's right. In this instance, kind of thought maybe it was trolling a little bit. He's messing with Nebraska fans. And then we got a message from 24/7 with one of their insiders saying, hey, this isn't a joke. This could be true. I checked with some people, and it does sound like USC is trying to lure Mike Eckler away from Nebraska. Now, again, I say this because it's already been leaked out there on Twitter anyway, so I don't feel bad sharing this kind of stuff when it's already been leaked out there. But this is what apparently USC is trying to do, trying to bring Mike Eckler, the special teams coordinator for Nebraska, into USC. Now, we're not exactly clear on the way everything would be, but in my mind, there is no doubt that Mike Eckler is one of the best, if not the best, special teams coordinators in all of college football. He did a fantastic job at Nebraska. It's like him and LeVar Woods are the two guys up there for me. So Mike Eckler, in his first year at Nebraska, 2025, he improved the special teams from, wait for it, 125th in the nation to number one nationally in terms of points generated, and he was number four overall in special teams efficiency. He led Nebraska to a top 20 national ranking in five special teams categories in 2025. He's led them to top 20 in blocked kicks, kickoff returns, and punt returns as well. There's five different special teams categories there. That's just a few of them. But he did a fantastic job with Nebraska this year. He did a fantastic job at Tennessee as well. They had a punt return average of 13.9 over 4 years, which ranked them as first or second best in the SEC each year. He had 8 blocked punts and allowed just 138 punt return yards during his Tennessee tenure. I mean, he is a fantastic special teams coach. He does a great job, and he is somebody that you would love to have on your side if you could get him there. And obviously, USC is trying to get him there. Eckler does have some history with USC. He was the linebackers coach at USC back when Lane Kiffin was there in 2013. Only spent a year there, but he did spend 1 year as a linebackers coach at USC. Comparatively, he was the linebackers coach at Nebraska from 2008 to 2010. So still a while ago, but that is his home for him. Eckler grew up in David City, Nebraska, and it was rumored that one of the big reasons why he took the Nebraska job over Tennessee, staying at Tennessee, was because he did want to move back home closer to his family, and David City, Nebraska is less than an hour away from Lincoln, Nebraska. So Eckler he's from Nebraska. It sounds like to me Eckler still has years on his contract. I mean, they wouldn't just sign him for 1 year. They probably wouldn't even sign him for just 2 years with, as good of a coordinator he is and everything. And if USC wants to steal him away, they're going to have to offer quite a bit to him. So right now, at Nebraska, he's making about $625,000 a year, which for a special teams coordinator is really good money. All right. I mean, a lot of these guys are just analysts for some of these teams that have them. Not everybody still has the art of a special teams coordinator on their team, but Nebraska does, and it obviously has paid dividends for them this year. Nebraska is most likely going to give him a raise at some point of 700 to 750,000, but that's not happened yet. So there is a little bit of concern about why the raise has not been given or the contract extension, whatever it might be. And that would even be without USC coming after him. If USC did decide to come after, after Mike Eckler and give him a very lucrative deal, that would be pretty enticing. And not only that, if you gave him the job of linebackers coach and special teams coordinator, that might be even more enticing for Mike Eckler to leave Nebraska to go there. And if you do that, I mean, it's not likely that position coaches and special teams coordinators make $1 million, but if you really wanted Mike Eckler, and trust me, he's worth the money with everything he's done in his career, they could try to pay him up to $1 million and make him the linebacker coach and the special teams coordinator. Now, he would want to have to do that. We'll see. But this would be really interesting if that did happen. Eckler does have a history of not staying put very long. His longest tenure was 2021 to 2024 at Tennessee, so only 4 seasons there. He's been kind of around the block quite a bit. He spent 3 years at Nebraska as a linebacker coach. He spent 3 years at LSU as a GA, but he's really not been anywhere longer than 2 years other than those places in Tennessee. He was at Indiana as a co-defensive coordinator and linebackers coach for 2 years. He was at North Texas as the defensive coordinator and linebackers coach for a year. He's at North Carolina as a linebackers coach for a couple years. Kansas, Kansas State is his alma mater, I believe. But Kansas, he was there as the special teams coordinator and the inside linebackers coach for only a year before he left to be the special teams coordinator only at North Texas. So very interesting stuff about Mike Eckler, his history, and where he might go. Obviously, this would be an incredible pickup for USC. USC is a program that has had an incredible offense under Lane Kiffin, but there is obviously needed to be more of an emphasis on special teams and more of an emphasis on defense. And it does sound like Lincoln Riley is trying to make some of these changes as a head coach. He's talking about getting a head coach of the defense. We talked about that in with Zach on Sunday night with the defensive coordinator and people that could be that possibly kind of stuff. And then we talk about a special teams coordinator here. This would continue to elevate Lincoln Riley as a coach, and I think that even if USC does not get Mike Eckler, I think this is a really good sign for USC that Lincoln Riley is continuing to evolve and become more of that kind of CEO head coach. I don't know if he'll ever give up play calling. I feel like that's probably not in the cards for Lincoln Riley, but if he can at least give up some of this other stuff and really focus in on getting quality head coach or quality coaches, assistant coaches for him as the head coach, it could be really beneficial for this USC team going forward. Overall, if I had to give a prediction here on what I feel like is going to happen, I feel like Eckler stays at Nebraska. This just feels like someplace that Eckler wants to go, be there for as long as he can to, kind of. And Eckler's the type of guy that even if Rule got fired, which I'm not saying Rule's getting fired, okay? Don't hear me say that. But even if Rule did get fired, they'd want to keep Eckler around because he's just that kind of coach. He's just that kind of guy that can do crazy good things for you on special teams, and especially with the emphasis that teams like Iowa and Minnesota, especially Iowa, put into their special teams. You have to have an answer for that kind of stuff, and Mike Eckler is a huge part of making that happen. So I'd love to know what you all think. Nebraska fans, USC fans, let me know. USC fans, is this like a must get for you? Go give him the $1 million. Let me know. And then Nebraska fans, are you confident that you could hold on to Mike Eckler even with USC calling, maybe offering more money, maybe offering the linebacker coach job? Heck, maybe they're going to offer him the defensive coordinator job. I don't know. Probably not, but that would be kind of funny if they offered the defensive coordinator job. He has experience. He's been a defensive coordinator, but I don't think that's going to happen. I think Nebraska will hold on to Eckler, but it could be close, and we'll see what happens. So let me know your thoughts down in the comment section below. Like, subscribe, do all that good stuff. We definitely appreciate it.